I'd like to welcome STAS to our interview. We're going to be going through a whole bunch of different questions just to get to know who you are and what you're about and a little bit of your history and who and how you got into the martial arts and into the movie scene. So STAS, welcome so much from my side for being on the channel. And yeah, we hope to learn a lot about you.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me. It's a great pleasure to meet you.
The honor's ours. If you can, tell us, the listeners and the viewers, a little bit about yourself, where you came from, how old were you when you started martial arts and all that. Tell us about yourself. The ball's in your court.
Well, I came from St-Petersburg, so I'm mixed with Russian and Jewish and a bit of Mongolian, so maternal mass.
Yes.
And I spent my life messy, so I moved very young to Shanghai to pursue my dreams, and that's the place where I started martial arts. But my base is ballroom dance, which is a very posh kind of sport.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people know it in Russia. It's very popular. We dress nice and we compete against each other in dancing. It's very far from action and what I do now. It's a bit funny to see my old pictures and now. It's two different sides of me, but it was a lovely time of my life. And then I came to Asia very young. I started to study Chinese language. And I met all sorts of martial art instructors somehow in Shanghai during my first 2 years of stay, and I started to explore. I think my first martial art I can say I stick to was Muay Thai. Then I moved to a bit of Wushu because I started shooting. So if you're in China, you're gonna learn the kicks, the beautiful kicks. If you're a girl, you must. I mean, it's
yeah, you have to.
Really expected of you. Yeah, like you're gonna lift your legs very high with these pretentious poses and etc. So I did that. And then I randomly find Kali, which is my passion, like Pekiti Tirsia Kali, and now I'm part of China Federation and World Federation of Kali. And I would say it's my main base because I have a better idea about the structure of martial art and have a bit of deeper knowledge in comparison with other martial arts I had experienced before.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my base in martial arts. But I would say it's ballroom and Kali somehow.
Ballroom and Kali.
Ballroom and Kali, yeah.
You're basically dancing with a pair of sticks and a whole bunch of weight.
In a way, yeah, it's like a little different objective. Before I was supposed to dance with my partner beautifully, now I'm supposed to hit my partner with a stick.
Yes, so, which is great. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, for us, for people like us, a lot of people might say it's kind of wrong, but
it's a little bit weird. So how long have you been training martial arts up until now? Roughly.
Well, over 10 years, because I had on and off moments as I started Muay Thai, but I started originally like fitness.
Yes.
And then I grow into it a little bit further, and over 10 years, yeah. Like,
okay, brilliant.
I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
That you were born in St-Petersburg in Moscow, and you moved to all around just learning arts and stuff. So how many languages do you speak?
Well, I'm native in Russian.
Yes, obviously.
And well, English, I hope that's counts.
Yeah, we can tell.
Yeah, I think so. Since I've been living in Shanghai for over 12 years, Mandarin Chinese.
Okay.
I lived in Italy for a short while, so I would say some basic Italian, like for communication. And my first foreign language was Japanese.
Jeez.
So,
it's quite a spread.
Yeah, no, it's random. It's sort of 5. Yeah, I would say 5.
That's brilliant, because at least you've got a bit of a basis and a different way to communicate to multiple different people, you know? So I take my hat off to you. I'm very bad with languages. I just learn what we need to for our training, and that's as far as I can go. I'm quite useless. And then you say that Kali is your main martial art that you're sticking with now. Why is that?
Yes.
What is the reason? Do you just prefer the weapons more? Or is it because it's just a style that suits you?
Yeah, I think it's the weapons. It just, since I was a child, it was funny to people. I used to say it. Now I'm embarrassed to say it, but I'll say it in this conversation because I think I'm in a friendly surrounding. I always wanted to be a ninja as a kid,
Yes.
and I was voicing it and stating it pretty clear because I saw my first ninja movies, and I was like, that's exactly what I want. They stylish, they dress all black, and they're so great with weapons. I think I might pursue it as a career. So
And you have, in a way.
in a way, yeah, people were laughing back then, but now I feel like, sometimes some dreams can become reality. But yeah, like, I think it's the weapon thing. I tried to spar with a knife out of nowhere with a person who came to Muay Thai gym. He was like, do you want to spar with a wooden knife? I was like, yeah, sure, without any protection and everything else. And I realized, okay, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I just stick to it. It's, yeah, I like long weapons. It's like meditation. I take my sticks, I go outside, and I keep training 1, 2, all the basics. It just suits my personality, I think.
Brilliant. And and what bladed weapons do you enjoy? Do you have any swords? Do you train with swords, or is it mainly just the long knives?
Well, Kali, even when we use sticks, we use it by blade rules. Let's say it's meant to be blades, even if you just use something else. Well, my favorite weapons, I really like knives, and I really like karambit knives and butterfly knives. Well, I think it's a matter of attitude. They're kind of snappy. I find them very feminine in this way that you can transmit a lot of your mood by using them.
Yep.
So I do train with them. I really like it. And even though, because I'm annoying on a set too, I've been allowed to choose my weapons typically during the shooting. They're like, okay, you choose, we get you what you want. You can do something.
They're just too scared of you, that's why.
Well, maybe, I don't know. Well, they're scared of troubles, like women are troubles in martial arts, so give her knife or something. Yeah. But I like, depends on my mood. So I like long weapons, short weapons. It all depends.
Yeah,
so I have a long list of weapons I would like to learn in the future, and I hope I can do that.
Well, you never know. Maybe we can do some online training because we run a program where we can teach sword, Japanese sword. So that's definitely one of my favorite weapons. So I love the sword.
Oh,
so,
I never learned it properly, actually. Yeah, like a very graceful way of using katana.
No, we take it from the word go at the beginning, all the way white belt, and move all the way up. Okay, so speaking of belts, what kind of belts do you hold?
Our system doesn't have like belts. The last certification I took, which was a while ago, in China Federation, I'm something like Lakan Tatlo. Maybe it could be considered as a first like black belt.
First dan.
So an advanced student who's like a martial artist, but you're not really instructor at the level of like international teaching. So it's the next step. It's for me supposedly enlisted instructor, international instructor. So something like that. So, but we have a little bit different things. But yeah, I guess it's.
So you are quite high up. You're not a newbie. That's perfect.
I'm okay. I don't think about it because you never know who's gonna kick your ass. So you never can be too proud of the belt, I think.
Exactly. The belts those are just so you can see your progression. It's not really who you are. It's how you train, who you become. You know. So that's the important side. All right. So how many other movies or what other movies have you been in that you're proud to tell us?
Oh, that I'm proud. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I have actually 2 movies supposed to come out this year. I'm not sure what's happening with the current situations. The date's been pushed back. I think the first to come out in English, it will be something like Ocean Rescue, and I'm playing New Funny How in Chinese. It's like I'm a female villain lead. So I'm a very nasty person in this film. I have about butterfly knives, of course, motorcycle and guns, and I meant to do a lot of harm to good people and throughout the whole movie. So let's see, it's supposed to come out this year. And maybe the beginning of next year, I expect the Defiance come out, where I play a rebel and I have double kukri knives.
Yes.
And I've been waiting for that one for a while because I think I like the plot, and it has a lot of interesting characters in it, and we all represent different things. Well, I'm not sure I can speak so much about it, but it's pretty much online, the basics of it. And we in a war, it's a sci-fi film in a war with mutants and robots. It's a lot going on. So,
it's a lot of fun, eh?
Yeah, it's a lot of fighting, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. I think people might like it. Yeah.
Okay.
I hope.
Well, we'll definitely have to look out for that and definitely watch for those two movies. And then your next movie, that's the short movie that you're in, is it's called Killer. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's my actual passion project. That's my baby.
Okay.
And I produce it with a great friend of mine, Shanghai. He started as a fashion photographer, so we know each other for a while, and he made his transition to filmmaking.
Okay.
And we just come up with this fun story of obviously a killer lady who has some issues on her hands, and follow her little journey. And we have an action sequence which I didn't put into teaser, so I hope people will like it.
We could hear it in the teaser, at least.
Yeah, we could hear it in a teaser. So I didn't want to make anything so serious, but I wanted to take this, let's say, cliches about female killers and mix it into the fun twist story. So
okay.
I hope people are gonna like it. We're supposed to release it by the next of this year, but I want to be for release in Shanghai. So we'll see about the dates. Maybe we will reconsider the dates, but I will post it on my social media afterwards. So
perfect. We'll get all those social media details so you can give it to the listeners shortly if you wish, after at the end of the interview. Okay. And then, just how did you get into the movies? Was it from your dancing movies?
In a way, because I did ballroom, and most of it, I was participating in championships, but another side of it, like you're a dancer, you're gonna dance on the stage. So as a teenager, I participated in some plays, not as an actress, but as a person who is also present on stage, and I really liked it. I started to study acting a bit, workshops and everything. I never could commit to a full-time study in this field. And then when I came to Shanghai, of course, I was doing martial arts already, starting with martial art journey, and did modeling. And during the modeling times, I started to get into advertisement. So advertisement, you consider to be an actor. And I say like, oh, I really like it to do funky things on a screen, to pretend to be another person. And then the whole previous education made sense for me. Like, I felt like, everything I've done before, it's actually helping me a lot to do that. And when my agents understood that my bruises is not from me being clumsy, but me like doing Muay Thai, they say like, why don't you try action? And I started to do my first action films.
Okay,
and
brilliant.
They weren't bad, they were really bad quality of productions, but it was a lot of fun. It was years ago, so I started from advertisements, I would say, and mixed with martial art, short films, into films, or B movies, and etc. So,
but the thing is, you have to start somewhere. You can't be the top actor or actress. You have to start at the bottom. Same as martial arts. You start right in the beginning and you build your way up. That's how it works with life,
Yeah, and so, I think what's so special about Chinese action films, you loosen up any sort of ego you had before so fast.
Yeah.
Because it's a harsh school. It's like a lot of people go for impact, and then you have to do a lot of takes over and over again.
Yeah.
And on top of it, you constantly meet probably the best stunt performers in the world, because Wushu teams are incredibly strong, and people are young, and they dedicated their entire life into the action. So the bar is raised pretty high. So it was an amazing school for me. I was like, oh my God.
So you're learning the whole time?
Yes, and I love it. I think every time I have a new project, I always ask for help to learn some new things. Stunt performers and action directors. It's the best part of my job, I think.
Brilliant, brilliant. So in your opinion, how could someone like not an actor, who's quite useless at acting, can get into the movies, or even other ladies out there that are wanting to listen and wanting to get into martial arts? How can they get to where you are? What is your advice?
Oh, like not to the movies, but martial arts? You
Both.
mean?
Both, maybe.
Both. Oh, the movies, there are different ways. Mine was a little bit random. Usually this formula not really working for every single person. Well, the best way is to go to university, I would say, for acting, usually to study, and then to have this push of industry professionals, or maybe to follow the same path, to find something in a similar field, like modeling, and then just go on with a advertisement, and maybe be an artist and go further to maybe TV series or something like that. As for martial arts, I think there are so many to choose from.
Yeah.
It all depends what is your objective, really. I always knew that I want to learn how to manipulate with weapons.
Yes.
So I could choose from few. So Kali happened to me just because I always wanted to play with knives. I sound like a psychopath, but in a fun way, knowing how to manipulate those, just for the art of it. And some people are great punchers, and that's what they love to do after a long day or something. Some people like kick others in the face, and it's all good. I think maybe it's the best way to get your body prepared with a general fitness. I would always suggest to protect the joints, lower back, to have a little bit of abs engaged right before throwing yourself into completely new movements. That's what I do, even if I had a long break of training. And then maybe try something which is half kicking and punching, maybe Muay Thai, because it has both, and it's half elbows and knees, which is great for self-defense for the ladies. It's a little bit more, it can equalize people slightly more than something which is use full force and power, in my opinion. So
do you do any of the grappling and the throws and all that? Have you ever trained any of those styles?
I have never trained it. I've been told to do a few applications throughout the action sequences. And we have a little bit of it in Kali. It's my least favorite topic. I tell you the truth, I have very little expertise in it.
Okay.
But I must get into it. I feel like now it's time. It will be my next progression towards something
next goal.
new.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, it's really not my expertise.
Yeah, look, you get the people that like the groundwork and the wrestling and all that. Then you like the people that like the kicks and the punches. Then you get the, like you say, the people who like the weapons. So each person likes what they want. So find what you like most and do that. You know, that's my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's always the best if you feel very passionate about what you invest in your time into. I think it's
definitely
gives you the best joy. Like,
of course.
Certainly.
So you've been training for 10 years roughly, and you put a lot of time into that work. I've been training for about 22 years now, which is crazy.
It's impressive.
It's terrible. Wow. But yes, so tell me, how can the listeners and the viewers get hold of you, or how can they follow you? What are the different platforms that you're on? And also, what platforms can they get to watch your movies? Because I know a lot of the movies aren't always worldwide accessible. So how can they get hold of you?
Well, I think I update my Instagram. It's random. It's not exactly the most organized thing. It's really reflects my personality. So it's STAS LEVI at Instagram, and I just started a YouTube channel where I just started to post short clips for people to see, because China social media are not exactly popular outside of China. So it's also STAS LEVI at YouTube. So I think those are the most popular
obvious ones. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And the movies, where can we get hold of those? Difficult one.
Oh, wow. I'm expecting Defiance and Ocean Rescue to be released in mainland China theaters.
Okay.
And then I don't know what's going to happen to them, how far they will be allowed to go.
Yeah.
Or how, I don't know, popular they will get. Certainly they will be on a similar platforms, Chinese platforms to Netflix or Amazon. So on Chinese ones, but I think I will post some information. I don't know if it's ever gonna go on Netflix or something more international.
Yeah.
Because surprisingly, yeah, I will definitely post about it. But surprisingly, China, it's very self-efficient market, so they're not extremely international when it comes to their films, I would say, unless it's someone very, very well known outside, like Jackie Chan or Donnie Yen. So
yeah, those are the ones that are always, those are the Hollywood movies that have been taken over by the Chinese. So yes, well, other way around. But no, brilliant. And then any last comment on your movie Killer? Is there anything that you want to state or tell people about, or anything else like that?
Well, I hope people are gonna like it, because personally, it's probably my first project, which I felt like it's a bit reflects my personality and my vision of aesthetics. So I'm looking forward to be able to share it with others. So I'm looking forward just to see people's reaction, to be honest. Can't wait to be able to release it. So,
yeah, let's hope it's soon. This whole virus.
Me too.
But Stas, thank you so much for spending the time with us, and we're going to cut it short now, and then as soon as anything is released, please let us know, and we'll update our listeners and we'll update our viewers, and we'll definitely get as many people to watch it as possible, okay, and to keep following you as possible. So just the last one, your Instagram is STAS LEVI, right?
Yes.
Okay, and is it the same for your YouTube?
Yes, exactly.
And then other than that, thank you so much. It was a great pleasure chatting to you, and I really appreciate your time and taking time out of your busy schedule being in lockdown.
Thank you so much for your time, and it was a great pleasure to chat with you.
Only a pleasure, only a pleasure.
Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even while we sleep, we will find you. Everybody wants to rule the world. It's my own desire. It's my own remorse. The world